Welcome to Star Citizen, the Alpha 3.12.1 and a very special mission guide. Because the XenoThreat mission is not only demanding, challenging and requires a large portion of teamwork, no, here we experience real highlights that we have not yet experienced in Star Citizen. And because this mission is really extensive, this mission guide is published in 2 parts.
Attention, people are stat. We are the ones in charge. We are XenoThreat.
You get the mission via the Priority tab, which is exclusively for this mission in your mobiGlas. Here in Phase 1 we have to jump directly to the INS Jericho, which we already know from previous videos. You can find the INS Jericho in the Microtech area and here under the jump point MiG L1. And unlike before, this time we can jump directly to the INS Jericho as a target and set a route. And as soon as we arrive at our mission location, we have a very unusual and rare sight to enjoy. Because our mission target is an INS Javelin, which with a length of almost 500 meters and a crew of up to 80 represent one of the absolutely largest ships we will be able to experience in Star Citizen for a long time. With its extraordinary aesthetics and grace, this destroyer of the UEE Navy exudes a grandeur that we have rarely been able to enjoy. But we are not here to look at the Javelin, there was still a mission. And with the arrival of this $3,000 capital ship, we have already fulfilled the first of many mission objectives to follow.
Around here. They're not responding to comms, so they're either severely damaged or destroyed. See if your scans pick up any debris or XenoThreat still in the area. If you do find a wreck, be sure to grab any supply crates that is still in one piece.
Our mission is to make this Javelin combat ready again and to procure the necessary supplies for this purpose and to bring them safely to the Jericho. And a special feature of this mission? It is available for the whole server at the same time, so a must for team players or PvP-oriented players. After we locate the wrecks at our mission objective, we board the Starfarers. There are several access points to this, and you should definitely watch out for the XenoThreat inside the ships as well. To gain access to the inside of the ship, we have to activate the generator in the cargo hold, which will then open the gate to the cargo hold, giving us access to the cargo. To do this, we must manually press the small green button. At the latest here it is advantageous not to be alone on the way, because we really have to salvage some materials from the shipwrecks and then bring them to INS Jericho. And I would recommend you to use a tractor beam in any case, because otherwise you are really busy for too long. Because with the tractor beam and the team, the whole thing will be relatively easy and we can work together, load up, take care of each other and enjoy the game in a whole new way. But also a warning, there are not only friendly players in the verse, some PvP-oriented players use this event to do PvP, and that forced. So you should, especially if you are traveling in a team, have a small escort with you to be able to stop such players. And to the PvP-affine players, you can also look for a group for a PvP experience that wants to fulfill this mission and compete here against attacking players in a fair fight. Here you would even have the thanks to other players and do something good without having to dispense PvP. The next step is to bring the collected materials to INS Jericho and equip the Javelin in dock. And since the transport here has its pitfalls, we will check the materials we have with us very carefully. Because the mission is anything but peaceful. There are regular XenoThreat attacks on Jericho Station and the Javelin docked there, which is defenseless as well as in the area of the wrecks. Just two fronts, which we must serve however at the same time in order to be successful in the long run. If the Javelin is destroyed, the mission fails, and if you don't collect and deliver any materials, the mission also fails. And a tip, pay attention to your fire line in the area of the Jericho and Javelin, otherwise you can quickly book a crime stat or a trip to Clasher. And also in the area of defense it is worthwhile to cooperate with other players and to support each other. If we are alone we will not be successful. In any case, a multitude of players is necessary here to collect the materials, to fight the enemies and to quickly jump from A to B to all threats. Because the waves of attacks are not manageable by one or two players, because they become stronger and stronger as we see. And later on they also approach with several Idris. Another tip, use a transport ship that is as fast as possible. And why we should use that, we now look at it in detail. Because the materials we are transporting are all new and have different properties that we have to take into account in any case in order to arrive alive with them. Diluthermex, the round container, cannot be transported with a quantum jump. Acryliplex reacts lethally to damage, and Zeta Prolanite has a timer before it becomes unstable and ultimately lethal. And so we need to either split the materials or choose a ship that is as fast even without a quantum jump. When we look at the crates, for example, we see a timer or other warnings. And to the subject of explosive materials, of course we had to do a test or two to make sure they were safe to transport. But a small spoiler, there really is a certain limit as far as damage is concerned. But we finally arrived at the Jericho station after about 7 minutes of flight time. With a Crusader Industries Mercury Starrunner, you have the fastest and most effective transport. Other ships are also possible, but slower. And yes, the Drake Herald is faster. Have fun loading.
XenoThreats all over the Javelin.
Unfortunately, we don't have much time for a relaxed sail and maybe a coffee to go, because as soon as we arrive at the station, the next wave of XenoThreat is usually already here to attack us. If we are not defended here then, we may not even get to sell. The selling prices, for example, are not final yet, but a good profit can generate the seller in any case. And because the subject payment is concerned, it is also something new in this mission. For each attacking wave that we defeat, all participating receive a small bonus that is a payment. And also the sales from the mission goods are to be divided among all participating group members. Another component of the mission which should not be underestimated are the attacks on the Javelin. Because even though normal attackers have no chance against the Javelin, even if it stands motionless in the dock and does not defend itself. However, more and more often ships of the Idris class can be found in these attacking waves. These hit the stationary and defenseless Javelin unerringly with their railgun, and here the premise is to repel the attackers as quickly as possible in order to prevent major damage to our flagship and not endanger the mission. And anyone who has fought against an Idris knows how long such a battle can drag on and what such a ship can withstand. Even though a Javelin is much bigger and stronger, an Idris is anything but an easy target. So my tip is, don't concentrate on the Idris, it's too heavily armored anyway and can take too many hits. Instead, concentrate on the extensive escort that the Idris brings with it. Because if you take out this escort very quickly and effectively, the Idris simply retreats again and waits until the next attack with an escort. And if you should see the Idris apparently despawn before your eyes and is no longer present, then it is simply gone into the quantum jump. Here some adjustments will follow so that this also is visible. The Idris takes flight and moves away with the jump. Because in the mission we will still have to fight more battles here, also against several ships of the Idris class. We can continue with our mission. That means we protect the station and the Javelin, we protect the collecting transporters, and of course we'll look for the next wreck, where we can get our raw materials. There are more than enough of them. And here's a tip or two. Often the doors are apparently locked, but we can simply pass through them. It is still a bug, which will certainly not occur so often in the future. And by the way, the AI enemies are not really different from the enemies we already know and behave here as usually most passively. However, we have to dare a jump, and here you should really make sure that no one is still alive, because otherwise you will relatively quickly have someone standing in your back, which will prevent you from pressing the green button. And also here I would like to emphasize again how important it is to protect those who take over your transports. Because should such a ship be destroyed, then you lose not only a lot of time, but it can also be that the mission fails. With a team or with collusion you can definitely master this mission, and is one of the most challenging and fun missions to play in Star Citizen so far. Not only in space but also on the ground. And with this we would also be at the end of the first part, and we will see you again in the second part of this guide. Because with the resupply of the Javelin, this mission is far from over. However, we have done the biggest and hardest part. I hope you liked the video and leave me a like and a subscribe here. The mission around the Javelin and the INS Jericho is one of the highlights, and we've had several of those lately. Not only did the Idris come into play, so to speak, as a preparation for this mission, no, also new cargo like the quantum sensitive material, one with a timer, or then something where we have to be careful not to fly against it anywhere. So a lot of new mechanics, techniques and also game elements that we surely find in other places in the verse. And if you have any comments or remarks, please let me know, I'll try to answer all of them. And of course there is a giveaway in January, a Titan Avenger. You just have to be a visible subscriber, leave a like and a comment under a video. But the most important thing at the end, a big thank you to all channel members, subscribers on Twitch or Patreons. Without you the whole thing would not be possible so at all. Thank you for that, you guys rock! I hope to see you soon, at latest for the second part of this guide, and I say as always, see you in the verse.